A well-insulated house will help keep you warm in winter as well as cooler in the summer. And since a lot of your home's heat is lost through your walls, it's really important they're well insulated. It's an easy job that you can do yourself, and I'll show you how it's done. Before you get into it, it's a good idea to get an electrician to check the condition of your wiring, especially if you've got an older house. You'll also want to check for any leaking pipes and make sure you get any repairs done prior to starting. And familiarise yourself with NZS 4246, installing insulation in residential buildings. You can find this online. Now, because you may be working close to wires, it's best to turn the power off at the mains. As safety gear goes, it all depends on what product you're using, so always check the instructions on the pack, no matter what. Depending on what part of the country you live in will determine which R value you use. The R value is simply a measure of the insulation's effectiveness and needs to be higher in the colder areas of the country. Your local store will stock the correct one for your area. Now, there's a couple of different types of wall insulation to choose from. Today, I'm going with Bradford Gold. Bradford also makes sound screen and acoustic insulation great for controlling noise transfer between rooms. Now, as you can see, we are in a studio environment. I've built myself a set. I'm just about to get into it. Now at home, make sure you give the walls a good dust down before you begin. I do have my protective clothing on. I've got a mask, goggles and gloves on the standby also. So the next thing I need to do is work out how much product I'm going to need to install into the walls. So my wall is 5 metres long by 2.4 high. That gives me 12 square metres. I do have a window in the middle. That's about a metre square, so that brings it down to 11 square metres. Now on my bag, it tells me how much I can get out of a bale. So that's 6 square metres per bale. I've got 2 bags here. That's 12 square metres. All I've got to do is get into it. Okay, I've got myself a cutting board on some saw stools. I've got my segment sitting there, nice straight edge, and a really nice sharp blade and my utility knife. Couple of tips before we crack into it. I'm going to be using all the bigger pieces first, and any other smaller pieces, we'll use all those offcuts up later. So, because we're going to be friction fitting our insulation into the wall, we're going to measure those dimensions, and we're only going to allow a maximum of 5 to 10 mil bigger than that gap. So, I've got a height of 800 millimetres, so I'll make that 805. My width is 530, so I'll make that 535. This cut's really nice and easy. Just nice slice through. Ensuring you've got a good sharp blade really does help. Too easy. Now, my width. We take that over the wall, chuck her in. So that there is a perfect friction fit. There's no gaps around it, there's no creases. For every 1 millimetre gap that you have around your product is 3% less efficient. So it's really important that you get all your dimensions absolutely perfect. When insulating around pipes, measure the position of the pipe and cut a slit into the segment, allowing it to slide easily behind. When it comes to wiring, simply tuck the segment in behind. Butt 2 pieces snugly together where required. And finally, use the last of the offcuts to pack the spaces around windows and doors. Then check your handiwork, making any tweaks if necessary. All good, we're done. As you can see, it's not a difficult job, but it's one that'll make a huge difference to your place, giving you a warmer, drier and healthier home. And if you've liked what you've seen, subscribe to the Mitre YouTube channel for more handy content, or click here to watch some now.